these sides, but they are improving as we go on. Wins would see them both move into the top half of the table. Mumbai would go second with 3 points on goal difference, while North East would also move on to 9 points. Their goal difference could depend what position they finish at the end of tonight if they can make it 3 wins in a row. I'm pleased to say we didn't get the rain that we had last time we were here a few days ago. Conditions near perfect, very hot and sultry here in Mumbai this evening. Let's take a look at the team news. Both sides make changes. Mumbai, in fact, 2 changes to the 11 that started against Goa. Keeper and back 4 remain the same. Franz Bertin comes in as one of the 2 holding midfielders. Sunil Chetri has recovered from illness to start behind Frederick Piquion, while Gabriel drops out and Subhash Singh is recalled to the right-hand side in their 4-2-3-1 formation. So slightly more changes for North East. 4 in fact to the side that beat Kolkata last week. Robin drops out, so Regan drops into the back 4. Andre BK continues in that holding midfield role alongside Hang Lal. Marquee player Simas Sabrosa makes his first start. Silas replaces Bruno, and Nico Velez returns, having been so successful coming off the bench in the last 2 matches. Well, there are the substitutes available to both coaches tonight. Plenty to choose from. Only 3 will be allowed for each side, of course. Those players dropping out the starting lineup in that line, except Regan, who we think he's injured. So a familiar face in the crowd if you're a fan of maybe Manchester City as one of his former clubs. Sean Gota, feed the goat as his catchphrase used to be, looking on this evening as Mumbai prepared to welcome North East United. Well supported here, North East as well. I'm delighted to say Paul Macefield has joined me in the commentary box tonight. He's been let out of the studio for a few games. First, before we talk about this game, let's just talk about the big news today for those who haven't heard. Peter Taylor has left Kerala Blasters by mutual consent.
Yes, it's unfortunate. It's a little bit of a shock, it has to be said, but you have to look at the last 2 results. The 2-1 loss against Goa and then 3-2 against Pune. It just really didn't go for them. They are bottom of the table, let's not forget. They were finalists last year, but they've not won since their opening game of the season. And that was a 3-1 victory against North East United. So the pressure was mounting, and I just think that possibly it's time for a change to see if they can kickstart their season.
Well, we understand that Trevor Morgan, Taylor's assistant, will take over in the meantime while the search for a new manager goes on. So that will develop over the next few days, of course, ahead of Kerala's next games. They are bottom of the table at the moment. That's a position North East occupied just a couple of weeks ago, but those 2 wins in a row have helped lift them, and they could move significantly up the table with a victory this evening.
It's amazing what a little bit of home form can do for you, because both of those results coming up in the North East, they're now back on the road. But again, it's up against that Mumbai side that has won their last couple of games here at home, and they weren't travelling too well earlier on as well. So it's going to be an intriguing game, because something will have to give in this one.
Well, I can tell you that North East have won just 1 of their 9 previous Hero ISL games on the road, so their away form has been pretty dismal over the last 2 seasons, but the form they're in, they will hope that they can go on and get a victory here this evening to dent Nicola Anelka's chances of going second in the table. Teams just waiting down below to come out. They will have the national anthem, of course, before we get underway. That's David Ganter, the Canadian referee, that's in charge this evening, taking charge of just his 2nd game in this season's Hero ISL. Interestingly as well, we have the Golden Glove, of course. We have the golden boot armband, which has been worn still by Steven Mendoza at the moment. But Subrata Paul presented with the Golden Glove armband just before the kick-off.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see that we've got a local boy up there who's top of the goal-saving charts, as it were. And I'm a special thanks, because he gave me a pair of boots the other day that I used in a 5-a-side game. So hopefully he'll pull off a couple of good saves tonight that'll be important for him and take 3 points for his side.
Certainly a good atmosphere among both camps, who were down pitch side as they came here and arrived to warm up and just having a look around the surroundings inside the D.Y. Patil Stadium. And both sides make their way out into the arena. They'll be greeted by the drums and the fireworks as always. It's a stadium that continues to fill up once the game is underway. We saw a healthy crowd the other night after the heavy rain that we experienced earlier on in the day. As you can see, they come here of all ages, never too young to start watching football. Fantastic entrance here, the showbiz, all the razzmatazz. And nice to see John Abraham, the North East owner, here today after having an operation, on crutches at the moment, but nice to see him back on the mend, and he'll be glad to actually see his team in the flesh.
Exactly, he'll want to get behind his team. He's very thinking with his side and the way that he approaches everything. But you have a look as well at the away fans that are here. It's absolutely amazing that they've made that long journey down from Guwahati to come here to Mumbai.
Okay, so before we do anything else, of course, it will be, as usual, the Indian national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगल गायक जय है भारत भाग्य विधाता जय है जय है जय है जय 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 है.
That's a feature of all these Hero ISL games, the Indian national anthem beforehand. This game, of course, designed to try and help promote young Indian talent. 5 Indian players have to be in the starting lineup. And we'll talk more about their record in the competition so far. But those 2 goals for Rafi last night for his team, meaning 15 of the 55 goals have been scored by Indian players so far in this Hero ISL. See Pune, an excellent win last night. Can Nicholas Anelka's side emulate them tonight, winning 3 in a row and moving a little bit closer to the summit of this second season of the Hero ISL. The usual team photographs ahead of kickoff. North East, as you heard, starting with the exciting Nico Velos tonight. Be interesting to see how Simão Sabrosa starts from the offset. And having picked up that injury very early on, of course. There is the North East coach, Cesar Farias, and who lives every kickoff. Very animated on the sideline. The 2 team captains with the match officials just down below us, completing the final formalities. Franz Bertin on the left-hand side and Simão Sabrosa on the right. There he is, Nico Veles, in form at the moment. How important for North East winning this game is he tonight, and how important is it Simão Sabrosa to get off to a good start in this game?
It's absolutely huge. I was speaking to Nico before the game, and I'm from Singapore, of course, and the way that he plays, he's very dynamic. He's been used the last couple of occasions to come in off the bench and make an impact, and it really worked the other day when Simão came on. And I think now that it's turned around and Farias has turned around and said, right, okay, I'll give you a start, both of you together, let's see what you can do. Let's see if you can impact the game from the start rather than coming on from the bench. Nico just wants to play, and Simão's exactly the same. He just wants to get some game time, which is why they've both been given a start today.
And just looking at the Mumbai side, there was a rumour that Sunil Chetri had been ill, but he is fit to play. How important is he to them at the moment? Another player that's in good goal-scoring form.
He's the key. He's the man. He works so hard for this team, and we saw him out on his feet at the end of the last game when they managed to get that 2-0 victory against Goa. So a big game for him. He was the hero, man of the match, so it's going to be interesting to see how he fares today as well, particularly as Piquion played extremely well. Sunny Norde is still looking to open his account and try and get himself scoring goals as well.
We're just a few seconds away from kick-off here as Mumbai City prepare to take on North East United. So North East just in their final huddle of the game. Andre Biquet, they're wearing 38. He could be an influential part tonight as well, having played as a defender in his debut game. That holding midfield role he did so superbly in the last game against Atletico de Kolkata really stopped the reigning champions playing. And we're just about ready for the countdown to kick off. So it's North East United all in white, as we have a slight false start. Haven't seen that before. So the Canadian referee just making sure that everybody was in their own half when the ball kicked off. All a bit of an anti-climax there with the fireworks going off, wasn't it? But we got there in the end.
Brilliant.
Anyway, it's North East all in white, kicking from right to left in the first half. Mumbai in their familiar all blue. There is John Abraham, the owner of North East United. Hails from Mumbai, of course, so he's got a divided waters, but he wants North East to get 3 points tonight, of course.
100%. He really is a hands-on manager, as it were, of the club. He does get right behind his side and really helps to drive the club forwards. Really positive for the Hero ISL.
There's Norday. First chance for him to put a decent ball into the penalty area. Comfortably gathered by Brenesh in the North East goal. Another goalkeeper that's been in good form of late. First touch for Simao. Now BK. Cedric Engbar. Mentioned Mumbai's home record. 6 out of their last 10 home games have ended in victory. 13 goals in their last 10 matches. It's a record really that mirrors North East. They're great at home, but not so good when they're on the road. And this league, you tend to play your games in matches as well. They've got 2 of their next 3 are at home as well. They play Atletico de Kolkata next, then Delhi, then Pune. So a chance to get some more points on the board. Cesar Farias claiming his side should have had a free kick. Not given though, it's good pressure by Bustos, who's sporting a very attractive bandage across his nose. Well, that has to be a central midfielder, I suppose. Bustos again spreading it out wide to Sonny Norday. The challenge, no foul, says the referee. There's Kong Ji that brought him down.
I'm not having that. That was a foul. Clear and simple. Lovely ball spread out wide from Bustos. Sonny Norday, who's yet to find the goal scoring touch. There, look, it's clear contact. Absolutely nailed on free kick for me.
There's the father of Rambul Kapir, who's the owner of Mumbai. Looking on with interest. And you see Bustos.
Not a good look really, is it? But unfortunately, when you've got to play and you want to play and you're hungry and keen to play, then you'll do whatever you've got to do. So you can see there, Bustos obviously got a whack in the last game. I think it was an elbow to the face late on in the game that's caused him to have this. So, but determination to still play on, because if you take a ball in the face, it's going to sting.
It's going to hurt a bit, that's for sure. Here's Darren O'D. Ball forward looking towards Subhash. Lopez wearing 44 is the other new player brought in by North East because of those injury problems. Pavel Schmaltz under pressure by Velez. Almost a mistake by Sabrata, who allows the ball to roll across his foot. Velez still chasing in typical fashion. Be careful tonight, Pavel Schmaltz. He's only 1 yellow card away from a suspension. There's Simao. And again aimed towards Velez. Timed his run to stay on side.
See again there though, just playing right on the shoulder. Nico Velez looking to dart in behind at every opportunity he gets.
There is Lopez. Too high for Simao. Bustos with a header. Simao got there first and was caught by Bustos. Referee plays advantage, but will bring it back for the foul. That's good refereeing by the Canadian official. Tried to play the advantage, but then realised there wasn't going to be any, so happy to bring things back and give the free kick.
Bustos not happy, claims it was a dive. He was on his way down somehow. You can see that Bustos does have a point.
Still, he would normally expect to get a free kick in that sort of situation. Here's BK. Again towards Simao. Bustos with the header down. Here's Meta. BK comfortably wins the header in the air. Engbar. Just looking along that forward line. Regan. That wonderful shot in the last game, which was tipped over by the goalkeeper. One of the best goals we've seen so far had he gone in. Lovely ball slipped through by Hayokip. Kongji. It's too high for Simao. Comes out to Silas, who loses possession on the edge of the penalty area. Bustos again will bring the ball away. He was excellent against FC Goa. Bustos in that central midfield area. And Silas leaning back when he hit the shot way over the top.
Just wouldn't sit down for him, would it? You could see when the ball came into him, the first thing that he wanted to do was just hit it, but he's hitting it on the up, and when you're hitting it on the up, it's a difficult technique to try and get over the top of that and keep it down to hit the target. But Silas hasn't started too badly, to be fair.
Coming back into the starting lineup tonight, Silas, a player who's played in Portugal, Spain, England and Cyprus. A vastly experienced player who's much travelled around the European leagues. There's Regan. Carlos Lopez, who's been playing in Venezuela, still getting the call from Northeast. Mention those Northeast fans, it is the furthest journey they have to make from Guwahati to Mumbai. It's a 3.5 hour flight, but much further if you have to take the train. Simao.
Wasn't the best touch. Just took a lot more time than he realised there. Just trying to kick-start the attack and get things going quicker.
Another player that's played his trade in many leagues, of course. Nicolas Anelka commanded many big transfer fees across his career. Trying his hand as a coach and not doing too badly in the last couple of matches. Here's Velez, long way from goal. Speculative from that sort of range.
Velez with the right foot again. Left-footed player that seems to be taking all the shots that he can on his right foot. Just snatches at it a little bit too far out, and you can see just scruffed it into the ground as he tried to strike it goal bound. He'll be disappointed with that, Nico.
There's two shots from visitors, but none of them have hit the target as yet. No trouble for the goalkeeper. On by Piquion. Scored that excellent headed goal in the last game against FC Goa, of course, after Sunil Chetri's penalty had put them in front. Piquion was the player brought down for that. He was a real handful in that last game, Piquion. Big strikers are that, you know, they rely on delivery, don't they? We saw last night how well Nicky Shorey played for FC Pune City in those three wonderful crosses and three headed goals. And if strikers like Piquion can get service, they'll always be a threat.
You put the ball into a dangerous area, and attackers that know what they're doing will attack the ball, and they will get the goals, but you've got to get the quality into the strikers.
Here's Piquion trying to make something of himself here. It might run spin through to Sonny Norde, who just left the ball behind. It's cleared out as far as Subash. Piquion peels away into the centre. Chetri arriving. It was an important touch from Engbar. just to nick that away from Chetri. Still it's not clear. Bustos allows the ball to roll over his foot and gives it away to Silas. Hang Lao. Now Lopez. Silas playing in that deeper role. The swap actually, Silas coming in for Bruno. They're just a straight swap today for the roles they played in their last match. Played back by Bertin, D. Silas, a little bit of space once again on the edge of the penalty area for Silas, trying to weave way through. It's a lovely ball through. Simao allows it to run. White shirts in the centre, brilliantly done. Good save, Subrata. Velez angles tight back across the face of goal. Well, what a chance that was for North East.
Real chance. Bertin not happy at all with the defenders and also the officials. Somehow just letting that one roll, drilled right across the face of goal. A good save from Subrata Paul. Velez again showing that maybe his right isn't his strongest foot. Rushed at that when really it just needed a little bit more guile.
Nordic. Angle ball across again, looking towards Subhash Singh. Now Mehta. Here's Bustos. Bit of space before Simao tries to close him down. Subhash. Probably one of the Indian players that is, it's impressive so far in the games he's played. Playing alongside Chetri, of course, who's probably the most famous player in India. 50 goals for the national team. Missed the first couple of games, Chetri due to international duty. Captained India against Turkmenistan and Oman in the World Cup qualifiers. By Riga, only as far as Chetri, who does well to keep the ball in play. He's got Subhash with him, only Piquion in the centre. Silas trying to prevent the cross. Bertin, Chetri. Now Bustos, patient build up this from Mumbai. Norde. Faced by Kongji, cutting back inside. Chetri, lovely ball back. Norde just ran away from him slightly, and the goalkeeper got a touch, and the ball hadn't crossed the line, so it will be a corner. Good build-up from Mumbai.
Good play, very, very good play. Sono Chetri and Norde showing that they do have an understanding. We've seen it in a couple of games now. Norde just couldn't get on the end of it.
Well, had that ball not flicked off Cedric Engbar, Norde may well have got onto the end of that. It was an important touch by the Frenchman. It will be Norde to swing over the corner, but it's away and behind for a goal kick.
That is so frustrating. You get your big men up from the back, O'D, Smavs all pushing on, and what, now they've got to sprint all the way back. So I think that Norde may get a little ticking off from his teammates there.
A disappointing delivery from Norde. And a goal kick. It's something a little bit better than that. Not to be, though. There's a little bit of sad news that's come out of the Mumbai City camp tonight. They are wearing black armbands because Salim Benacour, unfortunately, his father passed away in the last couple of days, the Tunisian, so understandably not featuring tonight. So our thoughts and sympathies go out to him and his family, of course, and at such a sad time.
What was that? Mehta just kicking it out of play. Just keep it simple.
Nelka brought himself on against FC Goa as he gets back to fitness after injury. Wasn't expected to start tonight, still, as we say, trying to get his match fitness back, but I'm sure we'll see him a little bit later on in proceedings. A slightly different tack tonight from Cesar Farias. He's always had the option of bringing on Velez and Simao for impact off the bench, but as they start tonight, if he does need that impact off the bench, then maybe he's a little bit shorter of options than he would have been normally.
They've got Dadzi, who can come on and make an impact with pace, and that's something else that North East were missing in the opening couple of games. Dadzi wasn't hitting the target regular as he would have liked, so he seems to be picking himself up now, and after settling in after a few games, I'm sure that he will make an impact from the bench.
North East have managed just one goal away from home in their last 5 matches on the road. Here's Piquillon. Looking up ahead of him, Subash is quite out of it at the moment, but Piquillon weaves his way through. Brought down and a free kick given.
Rightly so, but you've got to have a look. How deep was Freddie Piquillon having to come and collect that ball before turning and running at the defenders? Pengward just gets himself in the way, raises the arm. Once you raise the arm, it's easy for the official to make a decision, and that could be that, because this is a very, very good position for Mumbai.
The referee has painted the circle around the ball. He'll face the wall out, of course. Just over 30 metres the distance for Norde or Chetri if they fancy trying a shot or testing Renesh from that sort of distance. Norde with some free kicks that have gone a little astray over the last couple of games or so. Can we get this one on target? Everybody but one back behind the ball for North East. Norde awaits, picture of concentration. Here he comes, Sonny Norde into the wall, did its job. It comes out to Bustos, pushed out wide to Subash. Still 4 to aim for, trying to go around the outside. Velez did well there to get the tackle in. North East have managed to defend that well. It's still alive though with Bustos. Now Meta, barged over by Velez, and the referee allows play to continue. And Nicholas Anelka turns away in frustration. Velez has got Simao up alongside him. Oh, it's a poor pass. It's pushed Simao far too wide. Norde's the player back, helping out his defenders. That was a real chance for Velez. He didn't get the pass right.
There was a 3-on-2 situation there, and Simao was pushing forwards, making an extra body as well. Nico Velez just picking the wrong option. There you can see the 3-on-2. It's that touch there that just took it a little bit too far away from him, and then the pass to Simao was terrible.
That was a chance for North East. They've got the ball across as well. Subrata comes and claims very well inside that crowded area. Good goalkeeping by Subrata. First Indian player to ever get a contract from a foreign club. Plays for FC Vejle in Denmark.
Of course, this new generation looking to try and expose themselves and go overseas. The opportunities are there. That's the important thing.
6 clean sheets in the last ISL. He's under pressure again here though as Simao spins on the ball. BK. Velez. This is the accelerator once again, but it's good defending by Fanai.
Fanai's good. He's got pace. He's got ability. I do like him down that left-hand side.
So the first attack index of this game shows North East leading at the moment 69% to Mumbai's 31%. North East 3 shots to Mumbai's 0 at the moment, but none of them have hit the target.
It's been disappointing from that point of view in that final third. Really is an issue and a problem. You want to be hitting the target as much as you can, but it is North East that have created and caused the problems.
Velez chasing into the corner once again. Plenty of support in the crowd tonight, says Farias' side. It's a northeast throw. Held up well by Simao, trying to find Andre BK. Zengbar.
Picks up the ball again though, BK. Really is important. His stats are fantastic this season so far in the 2 games he's played.
Part of Reading's side when they made it into the Premier League a few seasons ago. Played at Charlton Athletic in the Championship in England last season, but released from his contract in August. Trying his luck at North East to try and inspire them to great things in the Hero ISL, and doing a pretty good job of it so far. Piquion wins the ball in the air. Renes just waited for that one. It was right on the line when he just flicked it inside together.
Risky.
We talk about possession stats, and we've seen the attack index in this game, but how disappointed will Cesar Farias be that his side haven't turned that possession and their attacking play into a goal at the moment?
They'd be very, very disappointed. How many times do we see the other team then go up the other end and score and take control of the game? If you don't capitalise when you're on top, then you get punished. And that's what happens when you play the game professionally. You have to take your chances and your opportunities when they come along.
OD. Slotted in well at the back, Darren O'D alongside Pavel Schmobs for the last few matches. Good partnership, those two. So as we mentioned, Schmobs is only 1 yellow card away from a suspension. It will be a blow if they do lose him at the back. He's their stopper, their enforcer, isn't he? He's the man who just literally halts things in their tracks.
Well, they are going to lose him, let's be honest, right? He's not going to go the rest of the league without picking up another yellow card. But it's a question of when and which game to miss. Whether or not he takes one, or whether or not it just comes along.
Is Engbar. Approaching the 22nd minute, still goalless. It's been North East that have had the shots, yet to test Sabrata Paul in the Mumbai goal. Lovely ball in towards BK. Uses all his strength to fend off the challenge of Bustos. Got the overlap coming here from Komji. Good ball in. Header loops up and the ball stays in play. Held back by Veles to Regan. Silas. Could be some movement up ahead of him. Forced to go crossfield to Han Lao. Silas again. Okay. Once again, the referee allows play to go on. It was a little lean in the back from OD on Simao. He's allowed things to run, this referee. Hasn't been all stop-start so far.
Certainly has. He don't mind that as long as it's the same for both sides. It's only if 1 or 2 challenges go in and the referee lets them go, and then he doesn't do it the other way. Trouble here, though.
Chetri. Ball just forces Subash out wide a little bit. Great ball back in. It took a deflection. Came off Lopez.
Son will claim in handball. Now that's a penalty. He's
Well,
given a penalty.
given a penalty. Well, Lopez looks totally bemused. The referee has given the penalty. It was the assistant, I think, on this near side that flagged. And the Canadian referee is the man in the spotlight. Let's have a look here.
Quite clear, hits the arm, no question about that. You raise your arm in the box. Lopez stopping the trajectory, going in as Sonochetri and Piquion were bearing down at the far post. That is actually the correct and a good decision, because they've taken their time over this. They didn't rush into the decision, the referee. He consulted there with his linesman, who was making his way to the baseline. And when you go down to that baseline, it can only mean one thing, that it is a penalty.
Well, it will be Sunil Chetri who converted from the spot against FC Goa in the last match. that will take on Renesh to put Mumbai City in front.
He went to the goalkeeper's right as well.
So he's scored 3 in the last 2 matches. Who's to increase that tally further. Referee just making sure everybody's outside the penalty area. It's Chetri against Renesh. Here comes Sunil Chetri. Oh, cool as you like. The little dink over the goalkeeper. And the crowd favourite has them on their feet once again. It's another goal from 12 yards for Sunil Chetri. And Mumbai City lead North East United by a goal to 0.
As you said, as cool as you like. Sunil Chetri knowing that he got to mix it up, because Renesh should have known where he put the last penalty, which was to the keeper's right. This time strolls up, looks as though he's going to go with the power in the corner again, and as delicate and as deft as you like, dinks it over the keeper. Perfect finish from one of India's perfect players, Sunil Chetri. Fantastic penalty, son.
Well, he's in top form at the moment, Sunil Chetri. As we said, he missed the opening 2 games of the ISL because of international duty. During that time, Mumbai lost 1 and drew 1. You wonder what would have happened had he been playing. But that's 56 goals in this season's Hero Indian Super League. 16 of them have now been scored by Indian players, almost a third. It's great for the homegrown players.
Fantastic to see, but now you know why he cost over 1 crore when it came to the auction. He was the most expensive player, and that is why he brings quality to any team that he graces.
Here's Komji as North East look to try and get themselves back. That's a lovely ball threaded through. Played across away by Schmaltz. Good ball in by Hailkip. And an important interception by the defender.
All hands on deck, it needed to be. This is when you're vulnerable, just after you've scored. Schmaltz has to be right on his toes, and was. No nonsense defending, and that was what was required there.
So North East United's first corner of the game. Can they make it count? And he comes. Subrata wants to punch the ball away, gets good distance on it as well. And Regan, who hit a shot from a similar distance in North East last match against Atletico de Kolkata, not so successful this time, and it's well wide of the target.
Yeah, a little bit of a poor effort from him there. Just tried to snatch at it a little bit too early. Interesting, didn't I, Mark? You said a couple of minutes ago, would Farias be upset or disappointed that his side didn't take the opportunities and chances? And what did we say? You don't take your chances, you get punished. And that's exactly what has happened here tonight.
Well, it's quite interesting to see the reaction of Lopez actually when that penalty was given. The immediate look of surprise, as players do. Always try and make the referee think it hasn't hit the arm, but well, the action, the replays speak for themselves. He didn't really have too much of a leg to stand on. It clearly hit the elbow, and a good decision by the match officials.
I think the old adage is not that old chestnut.
And the referee has given a free kick. I just wonder how much of that is the reaction of Simal out on that far side, who was furious with the assistant for not flagging.
The linesman's closer. If the linesman thinks it's a free kick, he'll give a free kick. Let's have a look. LD just getting in there. Is there a little bit of a hand there? Just catching the hand, so you have to say, there it is. The linesman didn't see it. Look, the linesman's not flagging. The referee has overruled his linesman, so you're right, a very good decision.
Yeah, Simon Hanglal, in fact, the player Simao was just behind him. Free kick will take it. Lopez has come forward to see if he can get himself back in the good books. There are 5 North East players inside the penalty area looking for this one played in. Simout just on the edge of the D for any bits that just drop out of the penalty box. Knows that Subrata will probably punch if he has to come into a crowd, if he can't get a clear sight to the ball. Very congested in there. Will be Hailkip to swing this one over in towards the goalkeeper with a little bit of pace on it, could prove a few problems. And he comes near post all the way through, and North East have equalised. Subrata beaten, and he'll be disappointed to have been beaten in such fashion, but Hailkip has squeezed that one in, and North East have levelled things up at 1-1.
What a poor goal to concede for Mumbai. Within 5 minutes of them taking the lead, that is terrible. Terrible from the wall, terrible from Sabrata Paul at the near post. It goes straight between the wall and straight in at that near post. If you're going to have a wall, they've got to stand still.
I just think Lopez's run across the goalkeeper was just slightly unsighted him. I know it's no excuse because he shouldn't be beaten at his near post, but it was an intelligent run by Lopez to get him cross in front of the goalkeeper.
Listen, a quality ball into any area is going to cause a problem. You need a touch off a defender, a touch off an attacker, anything, even if you take the keeper's eye off the ball, which is exactly what happened there. And the man that was awarded the Golden Glove before this game was embarrassed with that one.
And he's known as the David Beckham of North East for his accurate free kicks, Boyton Hayakip. And he's managed to squeeze one in to level things up, so the lead for Mumbai wasn't too long. And we're back at all square, just short of the half hour when that goal went in. And finally North East have found the breakthrough, so maybe Cesar Faris won't be feeling too bad about his side now.
They've done well because they haven't backed down. They've stood up to the task and the challenge. That goal, just have given them a kick up the backside that they needed to be able to get back into the game.
It's worth remembering as well that North East only won 3 games in the whole of last season's ISL, so another victory here would equal that, with obviously plenty of games to go before we find out the semi-finalists.
We always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a 14-game league. It's not over and done and dusted in 3 games, 6 games, 8 games. You've got to complete your 14 games before we know the full picture.
And the way this league's going at the moment, anybody can beat anybody. It's currently FC Pune City that are top on 12 points, Goa on 10, but it's extremely congested just below them. Piquillon, nice little back header, Norde away by Lopez. Good clearance by the big central defender. As Haya kept tussling away again but loses possession. Looked like Norde was offside, the flag stays down. It's gone for a corner. Lopez certainly thought they should have been an offside.
Well, Lopez will think that, but you have a look at his reaction with the challenge on Sonny Norde. Not a million miles away again. Nice little interchange with Piquillon involved once more. Norde just couldn't sort his feet out quickly enough, though, on that occasion.
Norde swung over well again, and the header just over the top. Bertan couldn't get over the top.
Nice ball played in. Bertin right there at the 6-yard line, and it's Piquillon that just sneaks the burst, and that little bit of pace in front. Just couldn't find the target, though.
Don't forget, our Twitter wars is ongoing at the moment. Wherever you are on social media, you can vote for your team. Hashtag Let's Football, followed by the name of your team. 54% in favour of Mumbai City at the moment, 46% to North East United. So North East fans, wherever you are, get those phones out and hashtag Let's Football, followed by the name of your team. And that will run till 11:30 p.m. this evening. Here's Bustos. Up to Piquillon. Strong challenge again by Engbar. Referee allows play to continue. Piquillon looks somewhat bemused at that decision. Silas stopped in his tracks by Meta.
Challenging from behind. Are they not outlawed? I think that's why Piquillon was a little bit upset and disappointed with that one.
That's refereed in the MLS, David Ganser from Canada. Here's Simao. Flags up for offside. All square here. Just interestingly, I noticed that Sunil Chetri did a Q&A on social media a few weeks ago, and someone asked him about when he was a child, did he used to juggle the ball in the house and did he break things? And someone said, you better ring my mum and be prepared for a 3-hour conversation. The signs of a young footballer growing up trying to make something of himself.
I think we've all been there.
He also said the club he died to play for was Barcelona, which is quite interesting.
Well, we've all been
one
there.
of the obvious, wasn't it? How far did you get? How close to Barcelona did you get?
Oh God, I visited Real Madrid once.
That's not too far. Here's OD. 1-1 then at the D.Y. Patil Stadium. Goals are plenty in the Hero Indian Super League. Bustos. Subhash, we've yet to see really much of Subhash Singh so far this evening. Bertan,
The right-hand side very disappointing. Subhash and Mehta, both of them not playing to their capabilities, that's for sure.
Well read again by Pavel Schmovs. Lovely ball over the top as well to Piquillon. Lopez back on defensive duty. It's a good challenge as well. Bundled over by Piquillon, but still managed to get the ball away. There's Regan. Lopez. Headed by Bustos.
The last 10 minutes, Bustos hasn't really got on the ball, not been involved.
BK. Silas. Here's BK. Hang Lau. Let's take a look at the latest attack index for the last quarter of an hour or so. Shows 51% in favour of North East United still out in front by a couple of percent, 49% for Mumbai United. 2 shots apiece in the latest quarter of the game, or the latest 15-minute section of the game rather.
So I just wonder if Piquillon doesn't have a problem there. He looked as though he was trying to stretch off a calf or a hamstring right in the centre circle. Doesn't look completely comfortable at the moment.
Here's Velez, trying to get to the byline. He's done well. Velez driven across, away by Schmovs. Fortunately, nobody in white on the edge of the penalty area. Forward by Subhash, given away again though. It's coming back at Mumbai. Which one, please? Nicola Anelka standing on his technical area, arms behind his back. Just looking on at the moment.
Didn't play Sunil Chetri, who was free if the right ball had gone forwards there.
There's BK. Hang Lau. Silas goes for the return ball, just pushed a little bit wide, and it's comfortably tidied up by Fanai. Norde. Flick inside to Bertin. Came on as a substitute in the last match. Franz Bertin popped in at centre back on that occasion. Subhash. Too quickly around in Velez back helping out Regan. Bustos. Norde. He's trying to get to the byline as well, and the ball goes out of play. Well defended again by Kongji.
Subhash again though, standing still here. When Mehta picked up the ball, he's got to get away and create the space. Then they come and check back. Yes, they go down the left. Norde does well to win the corner, but it's frustrating down this right-hand side for Mumbai at the moment.
Once again, Bertin and Schmovs coming forward. Norde again with the in-swinger into Albrenesh's goal. That's another poor one. Also the outside of the post. Schmovs! Oh, he's headed it onto the bar. What a miss that is from Pavel Schmovs, and that's a real chance for Mumbai to retake the lead.
Norde has gone for goal on the second occasion here. That's twice he's tried to swing it in himself. Schmovs in the right place at the right time, gets fortuitous with the ricochet, but just can't get over the top of the ball enough to guide it into the back of the net. Another big and a good chance there for Mumbai. It's gone begging again.
I just wonder how conscious he was of Engbar coming across him with not a high foot, but just a slightly raised boot, and almost just seemed to pull out a little bit.
It's your job. You get paid to put your head in there sometimes, particularly as defenders. If there's a boot there, you've got to expect to take one.
And free kick against Nico Velez, as Farias once again explaining what he felt should have happened. So Sunil Chetri's penalty put Mumbai City in front. It was equalised by Hayakip, and which means Hayakip's goal is quite significant because it means every team in the ISL has now had an Indian goal scorer.
Reynolds driving again right at the heart of that defence.
Bertin. Piquillon. Given away again. Subhash had tucked inside that time, and Lopez able to tidy up. He's been out wide all night. When they play the ball out wide, he's gone inside.
Murphy's Law, I think that's what they say. But if you're in a position, you need to stick to that, because Piquion was knowing and thinking that that is exactly where Subhash was going to be.
Sima's pass has put his side in trouble. Norde, Chetri. Norde on the chase again. Shoulder to shoulder with Kongji, and he was slightly stronger in the challenge, Norde. Subhash at the back of the penalty area. Chetri in the centre. Now makes a run towards the near post. It's in towards Subhash. Back post right the way across. Chetri does it again. It's an Indian double for Sunil Chetri. And his goal-scoring run continues. 5 in 3 games. And he is turning into a real superstar for Mumbai City this season. The angle seemed tight, it didn't faze him, he guided the ball in. It's 2-1 Mumbai.
Will this boy stop scoring? It doesn't look that way. Subhash Singh gets lucky because it's just hit his head and gone all the way back across the face of goal. Great ball from Sunny Norde into that far post area. Sunil Chetri, though, the quickest to react, pounces on that loose ball. And there's a man who looks very, very happy with what's gone on. Sunil Chetri does it again.
Well, he does indeed. That's goal number 5 of this season's Hero Indian Super League. Another one of those handful of players that's played professionally outside the country, played for Kansas City and Sporting Reserves in Portugal as well. This is a great shot window for him to maybe further his ambitions of playing in another league. Certainly is proving into a big fan favourite here for Mumbai. But here come North East once again. Silas. Hayokip. Trying to find an angle for the cross. Pulls it back towards Andre Biquet. Good challenge from Bertan, and again, no foul. Now Chetri again. Oh, not enough pace on the ball, rather, to find Piquion. Biquet. There's Velez. Silas. Decent looking ball across. Get it away. Simao trying to get on the end of it, one of the smaller players in the front line for North East.
You never wanted it though, Mark. You've got to want it when it's hung up at that far post. You've got to go and you've got to flatten the defender, get up over the top of him. You've got to power that header back in. Just didn't look, and he's limping back now as though he was so committed to getting on the end of that one.
Well, his debut delayed, of course, because of injury. Simao Sabrosa, a couple of substitute appearances prior to his first start this evening. So we'll be hoping he doesn't pick up another knock, which would leave him unavailable for selection again. It's Norde. Now Bertan, tripped by Biquet. That will be a free kick. And you'll get a yellow card, I think, for this Andre Biquet. First yellow card of the night. Referee going for the pocket. And it is yellow rather for Biquet. That's his second yellow card in 3 games.
I don't think that we can argue with that one. Smart, clever play. Just rolled past him, using his body just to use that as a shield between him and the ball. BK, no option, went straight through the back of him, and the correct decision from the officials.
Talk about much travel players. 14 different clubs Andre Biquet's featured for during his career. Renesh just lining up his defenders in front of him. Biquet getting back into the edge of the penalty area, just inquiring if he's needed on the end of the defensive wall.
Piquion here. That's what it should be.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. 2-1 Mumbai lead at the moment. Fairly even as far as the shots go. Mumbai have converted their 2 so far. One of them from the penalty spot, Sunil Chetri. Here he is on a hat-trick now. Piquion over the ball as well. O'Dee's there also just lurking. Chetri glances at the referee. Oh, they played it short. Piquion drives it through the wall, and it's behind for a goal kick.
That's one off the training ground. You can see Sunil Chetri just touching the ball forwards, putting his arms in the air as if to say, oh, sorry, just to try and get the defence on the back foot. But to be quite honest, I don't think Freddie Piquion would want to see that shot again.
It wasn't the best executed, was it? Sunil Chetri. Nevertheless, Nicola Nelkov-Shear will be pleased with his side's overall performance in this half. They've had to withstand a little bit of pressure at times from North East United, but they've weathered that storm, they've defended it well. BK. There's Regan. 1-2 with Silas. Piquion a little overzealous in getting the ball back.
I think there was too much wrong with that, to be quite honest. Shoulder to shoulder, just going for the ball, committed.
Just 2 minutes to be added then at the end of the first half. Victory here, don't forget, would put Mumbai City onto 10 points and lift them above FC Goa into second place, just 2 points behind FC Pune City. So after such a poor start to the season, all of a sudden things going in the right direction. It's a poor free kick from Hea Kip, who squeezed that one through for the equaliser. Not so good from that sort of distance.
Easy for the keeper.
What do you think Cesar Farias will have to say to his team at half-time?
Quite a lot, probably hitting with a stick. That's what they need.
Norde, Subhash tries to help it on towards Chetri. It was probably the right idea from Subhash. He just flicked off the defender though to take it away from Chetri.
He was out wide and in a good position, Sono there for ball to come to him. But I think Farias won't be too displeased, but he'll just be unhappy at the way they've conceded the goals, and that's why I think he'll have a bit of a go at them at the break.
Piquion's header. That was a long way from goal. Had to get some real power in that to fully test Renesh, and glanced his way, but it was comfortable for the keeper.
Well, why is he trying to kick it straight away when there's only Velez up front all on his own? You give the ball straight back to Mumbai, and now you're having to defend again.
Piquion. Chetri. Norde. Hoisted high again, punched away by the goalkeeper, who really should have gathered that one in. But fortunately it fell to BK, who nods it back to Engbar. Now Silas. Here's Regan. Down the line looking for Velez, but sliced out of play. And that probably sums up the last quarter of an hour or so as far as North East are concerned. Cesar Farias on his feet once again, the Venezuelan coach.
I disagree with you there.
Piquion's offside and also fouled Engbar, so we could have had a whistle on both occasions. The other whistle we have, though, is to bring us to the end of the first half. And a first half that has gone very much in Mumbai's favour. That man again was on the mark twice. Sunil Chetri from the penalty spot. And when Subhash's header was played back across goal, he guided the ball in beyond Renesh. Subrata Paul was beaten at his near post by Hea Kippers. North East got back on terms very quickly the first time. But it's Chetri's goal that leads for his team at half-time. At the break here in the D.Y. Patil Stadium, it's Mumbai City 2, North East United 1. And El Kanosi side are 45 minutes away from going second in the table. But North East have shown their resilience in their last couple of games by getting back into things. Are we expecting more of the same in the second half?
Yeah, I think so. I do think that Farias will have had a few harsh words to say to some of his players, particularly the way that they conceded their goals, as I'm sure Nicholas Anelka will have done the way that they conceded, because it was a poor goal for Mumbai to concede. But it'd be nice to see Sunil Chetri get a hat-trick. That would be really nice to be here to see that.
He has two to his name. He's standing over the ball alongside Freddie Piquion as we prepare to get the second half underway. It's Mumbai all in blue, attacking the goal to the left-hand side in the second half. There you go, you're never too young to come and watch the Hero Indian Super League. Fans of all ages going to watch the match, see some of the best young Indian talent and some of the best players from around the world as well taking part in this competition. Early foul right in the early seconds of the second half as Kongji brings down Sunny Norde.
Getting the ticking off as well.
I mentioned this stadium, it's one of the proposed stadiums to possibly be used for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, which is in India in 2017. Another great platform to see some of the young talent from around the world.
That'll be brilliant as well. Great that the Hero ISL is helping to produce players as well that they'll have something to aim for. After that, they'll be able to come and join this league. The youngsters given an opportunity to play.
Subhash going for the byline, cut across it early. Kongji forced to head behind. Of course, India will play that tournament as the host nation, so it is a chance for some of the young Indian talent, the young talent under 17, to actually show themselves on a world stage.
That's why they're looking at the likes of Sunil Chetri, and they'll be their heroes, and they'll want to play in this league after that competition as well. So plenty of opportunity for the youngsters in India to propel themselves up.
Sunny Norde with the in-swinging corner once again. PK. If he didn't get anything on that, was that a handball? He leant into it. It was a handball by Andre PK. It's another penalty, and surely now a chance for Sunil Chetri to net his hat-trick. PK stuck out an arm. It was quite clear from here that it was handball. No argument from the big defender. Although they're saying it may have hit his shoulder. We'll have a look here.
Big call, a very, very big call. It's because the arm has gone down, and well, let's just say he's almost caught that. It's hit his bicep, at least the bicep. You'll see there in the slow motion quite clearly he's put his arm and leaned in towards the ball. It's hit the arm. The referee on the spot has no option, no choice but to point to the penalty spot.
Well, the dramatic music around the stadium, I'll tell you, as we waited for the penalty.
Just wonder if Sabatapur wanted to take that, because he'd sprinted all the way up the other end of the field of play, and he's now walking his way back, and he's in the centre circle. What a chance.
Well, it's a big moment here. This will be just the third hat-trick in the Hero Indian Super League in the 2 seasons. The first by an Indian, it's Sunil Chetri into the bottom corner. Keeper gets right, but he does it again. And Sunil Chetri, the goal machine, does it one more time. It's a hat-trick, and he simply cannot stop scoring.
And we can say that we were there. The first Indian hat-trick this season for sure. Sunil Chetri makes absolutely no mistake. He went the same way as he did with his very first penalty. Not the little dink there that he had earlier in the game. No matter what Renesh was trying to do, there was no way he could keep that out. But we've witnessed a little bit of history tonight, Mark, and it's been a pleasure to be here.
Well, the sub, the board's not right, because it's saying Darren O'Dea should be coming off. Oh, he's Darren O'Dea. Oh, he's coming off. I thought Sunny Norde was coming across, but it is a change for Mumbai. It's going to be Juan Aguilera that's coming on. So there is a change. There will be a reshuffle. Bertan has dropped back into the central defence alongside Pavel Schmovs. And Sunil Chetri moves on to 6 goals alongside Stephen Mendoza. But he is leading the Golden Boot, we understand, because he's played less minutes than Stephen Mendoza. So there you go.
Brilliant to see.
The Indian goal scoring continues.
It's what this league's about, the development of Indian football, and it's fantastic that we've had so many Indian goal scorers, and now we've had an Indian hat-trick as well with Sunil Chetri, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, let me tell you.
Simao. Down as a 23-minute hat-trick for Sunil Chetri. Across both halves of the game, here's Sunny Norde. Pleased to be disappointed to have conceded right at the start of the second half. 2 handballs have given 2 penalties away. Bertan just caught by Nico Velos, who's quick to apologise to the big defender. Aguilera, first long ball up full towards Norde. Here he is again, substitute. Already getting into the game, making him a lovely ball through. It's Norde to make it 4. Lovely little dink over the keeper. Dollied the goalkeeper. Renesh went to ground early, and Sunny Norde continues this marvellous run for Mumbai. 2 goals at the start of the second half. And is there any way back into this one for North East? It's Sunny Norde that makes it 4. And he too gets in on the goal-scoring act.
No way back for North East, and Sonny Norday buries the demons that have possessed him up until this point. Clearly onside. On the far side there, it looked as though it was Regan that was playing everybody onside. There was two players there. Nordy took the mantle on himself, shuffled and sucked Renesh in to go to ground early. A cool, calm finish from the man that banged goals in for fun last year as well. And finally, Sonny Norday gets his first of the season.
Well, played at Sheikh Jamal Diamonds in Bangladesh a couple of seasons ago and was the Bangladesh Player of the Year on loan from Mohan Bagan, of course, in this Hero ISL. And Sonny Norday finally gets off the mark. He's been started every game so far for Mumbai. Cesar Farias looks at his watch. There's still plenty of time, but his side really again away from home. What is it about sides when they go on the road? They look so confident at home, but just that one goal, well, 2 goals now in 6 away matches, and their next 3 games are all away from home at Delhi, Kolkata and Chennai. It doesn't get any easier. Here's Norday again. Mumbai really got the bit between their teeth at the second half. Renesh races out of his goal to berate Lopez.
Why? Why is the goalkeeper reacting that way? Sonny Norday just lashing at that one. I suppose he's entitled to now. He's opened his account at the start of this year. But goalkeepers that come rushing out like that, what does that prove? What does it do? It doesn't do anything. You've got to be a little bit more constructive. You don't just start waving your arms around. Not as someone who's as experienced as Lopez as well.
Certainly it's just falling apart a little as far as North East go at the moment. Looks like Dancy might be coming in a moment. Francis Dancy just out warming up. He's been called back to the bench by the coaching staff. They were warming up behind the goal, so looks like there will be a change. It looks as though that starting with Velez hasn't worked for North East. We know how much of an impact he's played off the bench in the last couple of matches, but he's been totally ineffective tonight so far.
That's the thing with him. Just slightly inconsistent when it comes to 90 minutes every single game. If he could put that consistency in his game and does what he does when he comes on and makes that impact as a substitute, and I think you'd see a more rounded and complete player. But as it is, he's still going to be known as the man that makes impacts when he comes off the bench.
Forward by Engbar. Velez spins away from Bertat. Cleared away as far as Chetri. Engbar. Silas. Hayakip. Here's Velez. Got the shot in, took a deflection off Schmaltz. And goes behind for a corner.
Well, will they make the change now? No. Farias is saying no. They won't make the change until the corner's been taken. Velez gets it out of his feet, but not quickly enough. A lot of bodies in the way and just in front of him. Get wide, and now Mumbai having to defend again.
Hayakip with the corner. Seems an awfully long time ago that he equalised that opening goal for Mumbai. Punched away by Subrata. Chipped in again for Velez, who's onside, played it back again first time. Subrata gets down well, curls himself around the ball. Schmaltz was there covering as well. And the goalkeeper clears long once again up towards Chetri. Nicely nodded up by Chetri to Subash. Chetri makes ground into the centre. I think he owns a long way back at the moment. There's just Chetri up there. Aguilera near to the penalty area, but it's a poor ball in once again.
He's lucky to still be on the pitch, Subash, because he hasn't performed to his abilities today, not at all. Gets himself into some good positions, but then is very, very wasteful.
Well, the substitution coming up, Francis Dadzi coming on, and Simao Sabroza is the player coming off. So Simao lasted 55.5 minutes of his first start. Hasn't been his night though. He makes his way to the bench, and Dadzi will come on. And looks as though he'll go up alongside Velez. There's BK. Giving away once again. Picky on Chetri charging through. He's onside again. It's Sunil Chetri! Oh, the crossbar! Well, he went his Jimmy's fourth goal of the game. It really is an unprecedented record he has at the moment. And he flicks the top of the crossbar and away.
What's Hengbart doing? Hengbart's tried to step up and play offside as Chetri's on the burst. In the end, that looked as though, was it a save? I think Ranish may just have got a fingertip to this. Sunil will be gutted that he didn't score. In clear beyond the defence, but Hengbart trying to play the offside there. What a poor decision from someone with so much experience.
Mumbai really at the top of their game at the moment. The referee's got his card out, and it's a yellow card for Subrata. So the man with the golden glove goes into the notebook.
Now got the golden card.
Well, the whistle had gone, and Subrata kicks the ball away. So that's the yellow card. Forward by Ingbar. To make a second change in a sec, but they're on the attack here with Velez once again, but he's shown too much of it to Mehta. Sanju is going to come on. He played well when he came on in the last game, Sanju as well, so he's not got too much time now. He's coming on in place of Boytang Haokip, who scored that equaliser. Sanju comes on for his fourth appearance off the substitutes bench. Part of Atletico de Kolkata's winning squad last season. Fredo Sanju. These need to get a goal quickly. It really has been all Mumbai in the second half.
You're right, Mark. I think there's more goals in this. Never mind just now, when you said it at half time for the second half. There's still more goals in this game, clearly.
Sanju playing very openly at the moment, that's for sure. Sanju again weaving his way forward. Nicely done. Dadzi had a look at the assistant. Maybe should have continued his run first and then waited for the whistle. No offside though. Acrobatically away by Schmolz. Now BK. Won back comfortably by Sonny Norde in the end. Chetri again, still hungry and looking for the ball down this near side. Aguilera. Here's Mehta. The other hat-trick this season, of course, scored by the other joint golden boot holder, temporary holder at the moment, Steven Mendoza. And last season, of course, there was one hat-trick scored by Andre Moritz for Mumbai City, so 3 hat-tricks in the Hero ISL, 2 of them have been scored by Mumbai players. But a real landmark for Sunil Chetri, Indian player so prominent in goal scoring in this tournament so far, and he becomes the first Indian player to net himself a hat-trick. Here he's on the ball again. Now Pikion, Chetri charges through, still hungry as ever. Pikion keeps it in play. Chetri a little bit slow to get back on side, but the flag stays down. One in the air by Sanju. Gives it straight to Pikion though. Chipped out wide towards Subhash on that far side. It'll be picked up by Regan and kept in by Silas. And Mumbai at the moment are improving their goal difference as well. One more goal, they would become joint top scorers alongside FC Pune City and Chennai in, both with 10. Strange, isn't it? A team starts slowly in a competition and all of a sudden they get one win, and it really does help to kickstart them and push them in the right direction.
You mentioned that, and you mentioned the national team commitments. Let's not forget that there is a game on the 12th of November as well where India do play against Guam.
Sanju! It's wide of the target.
That would mean Sunil Chetri would be called up for national duty again. They do play on the 6th against Delhi and the 13th. So 2 games there within a week for Mumbai. The question is will the wheels fall off again when Sunil Chetri goes away? So that's why getting the points on the board now and him scoring goals will give him a heap of confidence as well.
Just to remind you of the news from a little earlier on today, if you haven't heard, Peter Taylor has left Kerala Blasters by mutual consent. They sit bottom of the table after last night's defeat to FC Pune City, 4 points from 6 games. We understand that Trevor Morgan, Taylor's assistant, will take over in the interim period, and the search for a new manager will go on. Schmops again, strong in the challenge to clear the ball away from the corner.
He's solid, isn't he? You highlighted that earlier. He is just the battering ram, the man that puts his body on the line, that clears the ball when it needs to be cleared. No-nonsense defender, which is exactly what Mumbai need.
Well, he was actually sent off against North East last season. Pavel Schmops in his 13 appearances in the inaugural ISL season. There he's again with another towering header away. Sanju. Over the head of Bustos. Played back by Dadzi. Enbar stayed forward. Can't get on the ball though. It's Silas that picks it up in some space. Subhash back. Silas makes ground into the penalty area. Twisting and turning, trying to make room for the cross. Subhash went to ground and just did enough, but Silas still has possession. Velez got right underneath it. And the ball harmlessly behind for a goal kick.
Not happening today for Nico Velez, is it? That's what we said about consistency levels and being on top of your game all the time. That's what you have to be a top player. Nico Velez just looking to try and find a little bit of form, just with consistent levels. We know he can score goals. We know he can hit the back of the net.
Well, one of the 4 changes in the North East starting lineup tonight was Silas coming in for Bruno, and that has now been reversed with Bruno replacing Silas for the remainder of this game. Second appearance of the substitutes bench. One of the pivotal figures in Delhi Dynamo's campaign in the ISL last season. Dadzi. Cesar Farias though looking for his substitutes to try and change the game. All 3 have now been made. Here's Velez. Away from Subhash. BK. Straight onto the head of Sunil Chetri. Cushion header to Sunny Norde. Now Chetri, only Picky on up ahead of him. Norde. Trying to play that little 1-2 with Chetri, but it's good defending by Siam Hanglal, who put a foot in. Don't forget, tomorrow night it's the defending champions Atletico de Kolkata in action in match 24 of the Hero ISL. They're taking on the Delhi Dynamos in that one. There's coming thick and fast games every night, of course, apart from Mondays. Chipped over the top again, looking for Velez, and once again it's the formidable figure of Pavel Schmops that wins the ball back and finds Chetri. Now Picky on. Chetri again has got away from his man. Engbar just struggling to keep an eye on Chetri. Fanai. Followed by Hanglal.
So that's the beauty of bringing up OD, and when you're playing with Burton, he can go and slot in there in the centre-back position as well. So it gives Anelka some versatility within his squad to be able to put players where he wants to perform. And they performed tonight. No mistakes about that.
Aguilera. It's quite important as well with the games coming quite, sometimes you only get 2 or 3 games between games. It's important to have the squad rotation and to have given players game minutes on the field, isn't it? So that they're up to game speed.
Well, we saw Goa and Zico didn't change his first 11 for the first 3 games. It was only match day 4 that he elected to make any changes to the starting 11, and you could see what happened after that. I think that was the Chennai game where they lost 4-0, so it was the final game that they'd played that needed and called for the change. That players get tired.
Velez. Dadzi in the centre. course, let's not forget these games have been played in tremendous heat and humidity as well, which really does sap the energy. We saw the other night, didn't we, players in breaks of play actually physically wringing their shirts out with sweat. And I know Gary said, you know, players can lose several pounds in weight during the course of a 90-minute match. So when you've got to play 3 or 4 times in quick succession, it's very, very taxing on the body.
Try kilograms, not just pounds.
Velez. Schwab's again with a tackle. That's really well played by the Czech. Only way as far as Andre Biquet. Sanju. Good defending. How many? 5, 6 red, blue shirts on the edge of the penalty area. Well, it's almost defence and attack at the moment for Mumbai, isn't it? Because that ball's coming out and North East are picking up all the loose balls to the centre because Mumbai have got so many players back on defensive duty at the moment.
They don't need to hunt the game, they don't need to chase the game. They can allow things like that with Dadzi picking it up and just kicking it to touch, because all they do is just drop off and say, OK, we're winning by 4 goals to 1, you have the ball, keep it yourself, and then we'll just sit here. You've got to break us down. You want to get back into this game, come at us. Because like you've just mentioned there, the games come so thick and fast. Why are you going to exert all your energy to go and get 5, 6, 7, 8 goals? There's no point. You might as well just drop off and at least take a little breather, pass it around, keep the ball, keep it simple and conserve your energy.
Cedric Engbar waiting the Mumbai free kick. Subrata Paul in no rush to take this. This should keep up Mumbai's excellent record as well of every time they've scored first in the Hero ISL, they've gone on to win a game as well. So it's a real confidence. We talk about the first goal being important in their case. That is actually true.
It's massive, isn't it? They've not even drawn a game. They've won them all, haven't they? I think it's quite an unbelievable record when you think that.
So Pratesh is coming on for Mumbai, and it's going to be Subhash Singh, who's been a little off colour tonight, I think it's fair to say. Hugged that far touchline, but hasn't seen too much of the ball. He works hard, but tonight it hasn't really gone for him. And Nicholas Anelka deciding that 68 minutes is enough for Subhash. And it will be Pratesh Sridhar that comes on. Second appearance for him off the substitutes bench. Of course, let's not forget Indian players. 5 of them have to be on the field at any one time. Engbar coming away. Well, the latest attack index shows Mumbai well in control. 69% in favour of 31% to North East. 4 shots Mumbai have had in the quarter. We've been talking about just 1 for North East. I'm sure he's a very pleased man inside. He doesn't show much emotion when he's standing on the touchline, but I'm sure he'll be very pleased and proud of the way his side have conducted themselves tonight and got themselves into a 4-1 lead. Aguilera, Chetri charging through once again. It's created a little bit of space. Here's the substitute, Pratesh. Aguilera still in the centre. Lovely ball played out to Piquion. Chetri making sure he stays on side. Defender went to ground earlier. Piquion's hoisted it high into the penalty area and really has played into the hands of the defenders with that one.
The ball out wide from Aguilera there was wrong. It was too much pace again. We've seen that on a couple of occasions. Pratesh, all it needed to be done was roll into his path so he could carry on with the ball. That's another wasted opportunity for Mumbai.
Dadze and Velez combining. Dadze coming forward. Velez waits in the centre. Ball again, it's not a good one. Well, we talked earlier on, didn't we, about the quality of the crosses from FC Pune City last night, and that's just been lacking in terms of North East performance tonight. That was Bruno on that occasion.
Taken at his highest point on that occasion, Subrata, but doesn't matter, got enough behind it to ensure that there was no error in judgment.
Brilliant challenge by Bertan to hit the ball away from Dadzi. Fanai giving away to Engbar. Sanji. Velez, still full of running, Nico Velez. Pushed out wide by Lopez to Kongji. Bruno. Velez. Still going Velez. Shot blocked again by Schmovs. Norde. A lovely bit of trickery. Well there, Norde. But he's played into a little bit of hole by the two white shirts that are converging upon him. Oh, it's cleverly done. Aguilera. Here's Piquillon, still going Piquillon. That's good covering. Quickly across was Regan. Has to concede the corner though. Piquillon trying to get in on the goal scoring act. And just stretched too much, then he just overran it slightly, Piquillon. Velez is offside as he went forward. Still can't manage to find the net though.
Right, he's got to book him because he booked Sabata Paul earlier for kicking the ball away, but he's not going to.
Well, let's take a look how Twitter Wars is progressing at this stage of the match, and it's still in favour of Mumbai, 57% to 43% in Mumbai's favour. Don't forget, it's the hashtag Let's Football, followed by the name of your team, and you've got until 11:30 PM this evening to get your votes in on that one. He hasn't booked him.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Look,
probably because he's on the losing team. He's thinking, well, why are you wasting time?
Players just want consistency. It doesn't matter. Rules are rules. That's how it is.
Chip over the top again for Piquillon, who's again got the ball ahead of Hengbar. Pratesh, who went down. There's no foul. Nice turn by Bruno. Schmovs again. He's quickly across. He really has been solid at the back for Mumbai tonight, Pavel Schmovs. Mehta. Bruno. Now BK. North East are looking like a beaten side at the moment, aren't they? They're just lacking ideas going forward. Lacking that killer pass to try and cut open the Mumbai defence.
Look at the movement of the top two. They're not moving. That's the problem. There's no runners going in behind. Everything's static. There's no one to play to.
Sanji. Dadzi had to stretch but couldn't reach it, and it will run harmlessly through to Subrata. Remember Subrata making a save in the second half, to be honest.
No, he hasn't. But I think, like you said earlier, the games do come thick and fast. On North East United just sitting back saying, OK, we've got another game in a couple of days. We're on the road for 3 matches. We've got to conserve our energy a little bit. This game's gone. Let's just protect ourselves and get no injuries.
Yellow card here for Mehta. Foul on Bruno. Just went straight through the back of him. Too many complaints with that one, I don't think.
He's lucky he could have gone into the book in the first half for a rash challenge that he made. So I think the referee's just clocked that and seen that it's been happening throughout the game. Persistent infringement of the rules of the game, I think, is the actual official line.
Shitosh Mehta, the man that was yellow carded. That's only the second yellow card of the game, which is not too bad. Getting towards Dadzi. It's a slip by Hang Lao. Once again, Mumbai are through on goal. It's Chetri once again. Piquillon with him. Chetri might be tempted to go it alone. Aguilera. Piquillon pulls away intelligently to the right-hand side. Pratesh goes through as well. Shot takes a deflection. He goes behind for a corner.
Lopez had to close down quickly there because it was a 3-on-2 just as it broke through for them. Just couldn't make it happen quickly enough.
Five to 3, the corner counts in favour of Mumbai. Sunny Norde again will go across to take it. Did have that one good delivery in the first half when he hit the outside of the post, and from the follow-up, Pavel Schmovs headed against the crossbar. Mumbai are going to make their third change soon. Knocked it off to the corner though. Swung over now by Norde towards Piquion. It's just too high. Comes to Aguilera. Through a crowd of players. That's the benefit of having a man on the post. It was Hang Lao that cleared. Norde back in again, all the way across. Schmalz hooks the ball back towards the edge of the area rather than towards goal. Aguilera's done well. Engbar gets a challenge in but can only concede another corner.
What a fantastic ball back in from Sané Norde. No one attacking it. Everyone just caught flat-footed. Pressure mounting once more though.
So Ashutosh Mehta is the player going off. And it's Kingshuk Debna that's coming on. So just yellow carded. Ashutosh Mehta, he'll play no further part in the game, but he's done his bit at the back tonight for Mumbai City. And he'll be replaced by Kingshuk Debna, making his first appearance in this season's Hero ISL. Big John Terry fan. Norde's corner is cleared away. Norde, good ball in. Oh, headed again by Chetri. Couldn't get over it. Kicks the post in frustration. Well, you can see he's got 3 goals, Sunil Chetri, but he's kicking the post in frustration that he hasn't got another one. He clearly is thoroughly enjoying himself at the moment. But still full of running. He could have had 5. Still running even at the 78th minute of the game. Dadsy's a poor clearance. Sanji. Overlap from Kongji. Cut out by Norde, who's covered plenty of ground to get back and help out his defenders. Once again, it's tidied up nicely by Mumbai. Long ball up looking for Piquion. Chetri again just playing off the back of Engbar. Engbar just runs the ball out of play.
Sunil wasn't happy because when the ball was played back initially it could have gone long into the channel and he turned around and was very, very frustrated there. Like you said, chasing every lost cause down, not afraid to get involved. Really has given a sterling performance in front of goal today.
Played back by Aguilera to Berta, who just rolls it back to Subrata. First touch for the substitute. Lopez. Now BK. The ball's back in the arms of Subrata, the Mumbai goalkeeper. Norde gets it back from Bustos. Aguilera, now Chetri. Slip through again looking for Piquion. Lopez comes across. Did he catch Piquion? No, he didn't. It's given the other way. What's in man's time then for the Northeast defenders? I thought Piquion had got back to his feet quickly as well then.
They did. I think that it just rolled him enough as well. Look there, you can just see the nudge from the left shoulder in. But that's what good strikers do. They lean in, they make it difficult for defenders to defend.
It is annoying that football does seem to become a completely non-contact sport these days. 2 players go shoulder to shoulder, one falls over and the one who falls over tends to get a free kick. It wouldn't happen in your day, would it?
and please, don't start with the goalkeepers. You can't even, you're not allowed in the 6-yard box. You can't touch them without the referee.
Overprotected, I think, is the word you're looking for.
Dear. Species on the end of that line as well. Overprotected species goalkeepers.
Swans forward to Chetri. Still Mumbai coming forward, looking for more goals. Norde. It's a torrid time they're giving the Northeast back four tonight. Norde. Piquion looks tired now, doesn't he? He looked there and he just hadn't really got the energy to turn and chase the loose ball. He's given everything tonight. Then
it was the ball in for Norde. It was behind Piquion. Piquion wanted it in front so he could go and attack it. And again, yes, you are right. Both players absolutely exhausted. We've seen Sonny Nordi just trying to stretch himself out.
Bustos, Aguilera, time to spin on the ball in that central midfield area. Fanai, he's had a good game tonight. Fanai at fullback. Bustos, Sonny Nordi once again. Well inside the final 10 minutes. Here's Aguilera going forward. Well, the ball didn't reach the substitute Pratesh, who was just looking across. I think the flag may have gone up. He may have gone a little too early, but it didn't matter because Northeast managed to win possession back. Now here's Dadze. Bertat in front of him. Velas in the centre. Sanju there as well. Dadze runs into Norde and goes down clutching his face, but wins the free kick on the edge of the area.
You said it, runs into him. He was looking for that all day long. He waited for the ball, he waited for the men to come. You see it here, puts it through, runs in, goes down as though he's been, well, really seriously injured. But no, but he's bought that one, that's it.
Well, here's a chance. It's going to be Bruno that's over the free kick. Everybody back behind the ball for Northeast. Sabrata just sorting out a four-man wall that's in front of him at the moment. Engbar goes into the centre. Now, what does Bruno do here? Does he go for goal? He's not shaping if it's going to be a shot, I don't think. He's got plenty of height in there with Engbar and BK.
Top corner.
The referee just in a word with Bruno.
Is there a little bit of blood? Maybe that's why he's asking him to leave. Look, there's a bit of blood on the chin. Is that what it is?
Certainly blood on the shirt, certainly. Is there a bit of blood on the chin?
Well, he's come across to get a... Is that a bandage? No, his shin pads. He's not wearing his shin pads.
No, he's got no shin pads in Bruno. How long has he been on the field? So it will be Dadze too high.
Wow.
I suppose it's always a hazard when you're a substitute, sat on the bench, you forget to put your shin pads on, but shouldn't the fourth official be checking that?
They should be checking that when you go onto the field of play, yes. I know 90% of the players always carry them out to the bench. They put them down on the side because they make your legs all sweaty, and like you said, in conditions like this where it's hot and humid, and you know, you don't want to sweat up too much.
Here goes Fanai again. Good challenge by Engbar. Quickly across to win the ball back. Return by Hang Lao. Sanju, bit of space. Velas pointing where he wanted the ball played. Sanju might go on his own here. Still going. Sanju. Sabrata pushes it wide for a corner.
Did well there. Sanju conjuring up the opportunity for himself. Looking to take on Skmos. Just checks it out of his feet. Sabrata Paul, not the most convincing save, but he didn't go in the back of the net, so you have to say a good one.
Sanju it will be to swing over the corner. Northeast get a goal back. Like that they won't, with no white shirts anywhere near that one. Turn it away by Kinsham. Velez. Bruno. Two with Lopez, but the ball's run back once again. Pratesh the substitute. Aguilera, good strong run, looks for Sunil Chetri. The flag stays down, it could be in here. Chetri for number 4. Over the legs of Renesh that push it wide for a corner. Well, he holds his head in his hands. He could have had 6 now, Sunil Chetri.
Unbelievable. But again, look at this for a touch. It's brilliant because he goes across the man, so if there's any contact, it's a penalty. And what is the keeper doing? Renesh has got so fortuitous there. He stood there, just tried to make himself look big. Sunil Chetri, well, no wonder it's head in hands time, because he could have had a hatful tonight.
So it's Mumbai's 7th corner of the match. Again, it will be Sunny Norday, who's a couple of good ones, a couple of not so good ones tonight. Which one is this going to, category is this one going to fall into? It's one of the better ones, it's Bertin! Nobody attacked him, nobody challenged him, and Franz Bertin heads in Mumbai's 5th goal of the game. And a fine win just became even more emphatic. Franz Bertin with a header, and Mumbai lead North East United by 5 goals to 1.
Where's the defence? Where's the marking? Where's the goalkeeper? Question after question after question. There's only 2 blue shirts in the box. That is embarrassing from North East United. The game's well gone by now, we know that, but we're aware of characters in this starting lineup that you need to stand up and be strong. That is poor, but take nothing away from that cool, calm finish from Bertin. He's flying, absolutely flying.
And so Mumbai City flying up to 2nd place in the table in style and increasing their goal difference as well. And when the analysis comes to that goal, if you look at the amount of white shirts that were in the penalty area, not one of them moved and trapped Bertin. Quite incredible.
Embarrassing. I'm sorry, you have to say that that defending was just embarrassing.
So North East will be glad to get out of here and look ahead to their next game. As we say, they're on the road again next to Delhi in Delhi. Then it's against Atletico de Kolkata, the reigning champions, and then away at Chennai. And they still now have that record of having won just once in their last 10 Hero Indian Super League matches on the road, and they've only scored 2 goals in that time. Here's Fanai. Now Norde, cut out by Engbar. Bertin. Well, of course, we always pick our hero of the match in this Hero Indian Super League, and I don't think it takes too much working out, Paul, who that one is tonight.
Well, if he hadn't scored 3 goals, someone else would have given him a run for his money, but Sunil Chhetri today has been outstanding in front of goal. He's missed a couple of chances though, so he'll kick himself up the backside for not getting more than he's actually got. But a wonderful, wonderful performance from Sunil today. That's why he is the hero for today's match.
Yeah, I think that's the 3rd successive match as well that he's been hero of the match for Mumbai City, which shows how vital he is to their aspirations of lifting this Hero Indian Super League title. It all started slowly for Nicola Anelka's side, didn't it? Defeat to FC Pune City and a draw against Kerala Blasters and a defeat to Chennai, but it's been wins all the way ever since, and they're still going in search of more goals.
Like I said though, Mumbai just have that little worry in and around the 12th of November when national duty will call certain players back. They play the 6th and the 13th. They need time to prepare. They'll miss Sunil, that's for sure.
Bruno plays the ball forward towards Velez. It's Bertin who scored that last goal, back on defensive duties with a fine tackle. They have defended well tonight when they've had to, Mumbai, but North East have just like that cutting edge going forward we spoke about. Remember that very first attack index, they had all the play and they didn't convert, and even then we said how disappointing would they be. I'm sure they didn't think they'd be on the end at that time of a 5-1 defeat as it stands at the moment.
But it's amazing what gets said at half-time, isn't it? A few words of encouragement from Nicholas Anelka, then all of a sudden Mumbai come out, bang, bang, 2 quick goals. You're dead, the game's gone. And that's exactly what happened. They came out sleeping, North East United, and they've been punished for not taking those early chances.
Aguilera, it's Frederick Piquillon. Oh, why didn't he shoot? Why didn't he shoot? He tried to take it around Lopez. He had a clear-sighted goal, and that enabled North East to get the ball clear. Here comes Sanji. Still going North East in search of a consolation. That'll be a free kick. Frederick Piquillon, who scored in the last match. 3 minutes added time, by the way, which we're just into. Sanji is a long way out, and
not the best shot there from Sanju. Game, like we said, the game's been gone since that 4th goal went in. It really had. That was just after the 50th minute, so it was always an uphill task for them. And he's a very, very happy man, Nicholas Anelka, on the screen. He'll be absolutely over the moon. as will the Mumbai contingent there in the crowd.
Well, they'll celebrate tonight, I'm sure, and rightly so as well. It's been a fine performance by those in blue. Velez managed to get 90 minutes under his belt, Velez, tonight.
He'll get 20 minutes next time. He needs to be coming on as a sub. Not ready for a start, in my opinion.
Well, this equals the biggest ever win in the Hero Indian Super League. It was Mumbai, ironically, they were on the receiving end last season. They were beaten 5-1 by Chennai. And that man is on the receiving end tonight. Cesar Farias with work to do before he sides next trip on the road.
The scary thing is, and we're not exaggerating, it could be 7, 8 or 9. That's the real scary thing. Real problems for North East, I tell you.
They've looked a shadow of the side that won their last 2 matches against Chennai and Atletico de Kolkata. Just something about playing away from home for them at the moment that doesn't sit right. Bertan comes across, Dancy was right behind him, waiting for any mistakes, but the central defender didn't make any. It's been the story of the night, really. Here's Sanju. Dancy tussling away with Pavel Schmops, comes to Bruno. Driven across, Velez is there. It's a good save by Subrata, bravely diving in at the feet of Velez. And I think Subrata's taken a knock. Velez perfectly within his rights to go for that ball when it came across.
Well, the referee's asking him to get on with it. How's he going to get on with it when he's rolling around like that? Velez did make contact. Bruno with the ball in, not a bad ball. Velez not sharp enough, not quick enough. You've got to be there in front of the goalkeeper. Bit of credit though to Subrata for being brave in coming for that one.
He hasn't had much to do in the second half, Subrata. There is Sunil Chetri. We've seen some great banners in this competition as well, and you saw the face of Sunil Chetri adorning that one. And these Mumbai fans, they really do hero worship him here, don't they? Well, as do most of India for his performances with the national team.
They do, there you go. 50% Bengaluru, 50% Mumbai. Of course, that's his home club side, as it were. Ashley back in the studios knows all about him, and now he's come here, and what an impact he's made for Mumbai. Absolutely fantastic. He is a wonderful talent, and he really is a leader, not just on the field but off the field as well, and to boot, a thoroughly nice guy as well. When you sit down and you speak to Sunil, his philosophy, his outlook on life, the way that he is just so down to earth that it's untrue, and he's a real credit not only to himself but to the profession as well.
Well, I say, we mentioned that Q&A that he did on social media. I think he was on there a couple of hours longer than he expected to be, because so many people wanted to ask him questions. And it's so nice when players like that, who are heroes to supporters, allow the supporters to have some interaction with them.
Well, I mean, you think about it, right? You get this opportunity in life, and Sunil has taken it with both hands. I mean, I can't believe that when it comes down to the national team, he's been playing in the centre of midfield. He scored a hat-trick as playing in the hole today. I mean, that tells you a message, and that tells you something of where he should be playing for the national team. Give the goal scorer the opportunity to score goals.
Well, the referee decides that is that, and it's been a stunning night as far as Mumbai City are concerned. Sunil Chetri with a hat-trick. He gets the match ball, and one, I'm sure, which he will savour. The first Indian player to score a Hero ISL hat-trick. Sunny Norde was on the score sheet as well. It's been a fine performance for the home side tonight. Nicholas Anelka's side go second in the table. They've increased their goal difference by quite some distance as well. The full-time score here at the D.Y. Patil Stadium, it's finished Mumbai City 5, North East United 1. So the story of the match tonight is all about those in blue. Subhash pulled out wide. The ball flicked off the arm of Lopez. Carlos Lopez stuck out an arm. The referee spotted it, pointed to the penalty spot. There's the elbow, punching the ball away. And Sunil Chetri, as cool as you like, to ship the ball past Renesh. and score the opening goal of the game. It didn't take long though for North East to get back. Hayakip with a fine free kick, which should have been kept out really by Subrata, but the ball swept in at that near post area and it was level. But just before half time, Chetri got his second of the game. Sumash headed back across goal, and there was Chetri from a narrow angle to guide the ball in. The goals kept coming in the second half. Norde's corner wasn't cleared. Another handball, this time from Andre Biquet. Dipped and stuck out an arm, and he gave Chetri the chance to score his hat-trick. Goalkeeper guessed right, but the penalty was just too good, and it continued to get better for the home side. Aguilera's ball through to Sonny Norde, a lovely little shimmy to wrong-foot the goalkeeper, and a chip into the bottom corner to get his first goal of this season's ISL. And he turned provider for the final goal. Franz Berta heading in from close range, completely unmarked, to round off what turned out to a rout in the end. 5-1 the full-time score. So there is Sunil Chetri coming off. So here is the confirmation of the full-time score and scorers then. FC, or Mumbai City FC rather, 5, North East United 1, and their wretched run away from home continues. So here are the stats. As you can see, North East shaded the possession slightly, but it mattered little when they were that potent in front of goal. It was always Mumbai City that were going to come out on top with that 5-1 win. Confirmation then of the league table.